This week on Supercars Torque, Todd Hazelwood gets the chance of a lifetime, or is it? There's VSC talk and new liveries. Well, it's been confirmed that Todd Hazelwood will be taking over the number 99 Erebus car for Bathurst. Did Todd just win the silly season, or is it going to be a year worse than last year for him? Yeah, okay. I don't know what's happening with Brodie. I can only speculate like most of us. I have some theories, but it's just pure speculation at the moment. You can go down the rabbit warren of the bookface comments, everyone blasting Barry Ryan. Is Barry Ryan actually the problem, or is there something else going on there? To be honest, we're probably never going to know the full truth. There'll probably be rumours, a bit like when Shane Van Gisbergen left Erebus. We all think we know the story. Obviously that one didn't have anything to do with Barry Ryan. So when Shane says that he went through a similar thing with him leaving Erebus, that was well before Barry Ryan joined the team. So how can we put two and two together on that one and get that? From what I've heard, the Dave Reynolds leaving was a very different situation as well. And Will Brown was offered a contract at Triple Eight, and Anton De Pasquale was offered a contract at DJR at the time, which, you know, all of them are essentially step-ups from Erebus. Even last year, if you had a Triple Eight contract in front of you, you would probably take it, because chances are they're going to be competitive for a very, very long time, whereas could that have been the only year that Erebus was competitive? Anyway, it looks like Shaw and Partners have pulled their sponsorship from the team as well. So there's definitely more going on there than meets the eye. There's rumours swirling as well that Coke is on the way out. Whether that's true or whether people are just getting carried away. As I said, I don't know the full story. I'm not going to pretend. There's plenty out there at the moment that pretending that they know the full story. I'm sure that they don't. I just hope that Brodie is okay through all of this. We're going to miss you on track this year, because you're one of the most exciting guys to watch. You've been exciting when you were a co-driver in the series, and last year you added sparkle to the series, and then I wanted to see you come out this year and defend your crown. It's going to be sad that you're not there to defend your crown. So I just hope that Brodie's okay through all of this. So there's more crap things this week. It's been a bad week for Supercars, even though we got to see some cool new liveries. But let's get with the bad stuff over with first. There will be a virtual safety car this year. They trialled this at the end of last year. You're going to have 15 seconds to slow down to 80 Ks. You will still be able to race to the pits. It will just be at 80 Ks. So, there could be a terrible incident on track where you really need to be at crawling pace, and people will still be going through there at 80 Ks an hour. With this, you won't be able to get your medical people to an incident quickly enough, because there will still be cars going past at 80 Ks. Now, also, if 80 Ks is safe, why are we only doing 40 Ks in the pit lane? Like, if 40 Ks is deemed the safe for pit lane with, people walking around while the cars are going past, the VSC should be 40 Ks an hour so that medical crews can get to an incident. This is why we have yellow flags and safety cars and whatever, is to clean up incidents. This is a problem at the moment where you've got cars blasting past at full speed. It should either be so, or close the pits, and then there's no reason for anyone to race when the yellow flags come out, so we can get to an incident and get medical help there if it's needed. Now, primary drivers have to start the endurance races. Another rule, just for the sake of there being rules, you can guarantee that the teams who are complaining about co-drivers without experience, tearing up equipment, will still put their co-driver in to start these races because that's the best strategy or whatever. Either sign a co-driver good enough or just don't. On that as well, apparently Goddard has pulled the pin and he's retiring from driving. Yeah, anyway, ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Why do we need this rule? It just takes away that little bit of strategy there. And yeah, when you have a guy like Garth Tander, Jamie Whincup, Craig Lowndes, how do you turn around to them and, you're not good enough to start this race? We've got to have the main driver starting this race. Just absolute, yeah. Okay, Tickford has a new CEO, Simon Brookhouse. He's been involved in other sports. Now, let me get this right. Recently, he's been running the Tasmanian NBL team. Apparently, that's a thing. Get ready for the name. The Jack Jumpers. Visa Cash App RB Racing doesn't sound so ridiculous with the Jack Jumpers, does it? I mean, I can understand why you'd name your team after your sponsor, but what's a Jack Jumper? Yeah. Good news, though. Matt Stone Racing have announced that Bendix will be sponsoring Nick Percat full year as the primary sponsor on that car, and Tyre Power will be naming right sponsor on Cam Hill's car for at least the first two events of the year. Superglass will be kind of co-naming rights on both cars there. Their liveries will be released on Friday, which keep an eye out. I have been doing some YouTube shorts. I've joined the whatever Generation Z or whatever it is now, and jumped in and done some YouTube shorts on the liveries, which have been a little bit of fun doing them, getting to know it. I'm not sure if I'll be doing them all year, but yeah, it's good with the liveries because you can kind of get my opinions out first. But yeah, speaking of liveries, WIU, I already covered this off in a short, but the more I look at these two, the more I really like them. Love that they've got more colour down the side of the cars this year, rather than that kind of white with the writing having the colour last year, or in NTI's case being black. The truck assist Woods car, so far that's my favourite for the year so far, I think. I don't know, it just the truck assist on there really pops. I don't like that little squiggle that kind of with the colouring onto the rear quarter panel, but yeah, it's an awkward how to finish it off. Yeah, I'm not sure if I could have finished it off better. It just looks a little bit awkward to me. Grove Racing, I went down to their livery launch over the weekend. Not a bad event, actually. It was a little bit warm for me. It started to get a bit warm, so I took off early. But it was nice for them to invite fans like that. It is an improvement. I criticised last year the way the white on the car, it looked awkward, the way it was placed. That's all gone. There is kind of detail in that matte kind of black. It goes from like a really dark grey and black through the livery. It is quite detailed when you get up close. It is really hard to see. It was hard to get on camera. The big changes there, Alspec have taken over that the bonnet space that Ned Whiskey had previously. Ned Whiskey still on the cars there, so I would assume that that's an overall increase in sponsorship from them. Blanchard's released their liveries too. I'm a little bit surprised, I'm not surprised that the Cool Drive car looks exactly the same as it has the other. It's been tweaked, but it's essentially the same. A little bit surprised that the Snow River Caravans, it basically looks like they took the Tickford livery and then put a couple of their own logos on there, replacing the kind of the generic Tickford liveries, or the Tickford sponsors like Ryco or whatever, and I can't think off the top of my head, but I know there's like a Hulk 4x4 on the rear quarter panel. Black wheels on those two cars though, spectacular. Loving that. Hopefully it's not just for the shots. Hopefully a few other teams get involved in this and having coloured wheels on the cars. It really makes them pop, other than, you know, all of them having, well, you know, these guys all silver. Like the Tickford car there, how good does it look with the black wheels? Triple Eight's livery. So this looks better. I've been probably critical of these where they're trying to mash so many sponsors onto the car and it doesn't quite work. I really like how Ampol's given up their red on the back quarter panels there, and you've got that kind of the matte blue all the way around. Sponsorship base looks the same as last year. Yeah, just a really tidy looking car there. They also announced their Enduro pairings when they released the livery. No surprises, Feeney and Whincup will be staying together this year, and Pye will be joining Will Brown in the second car. They're actually, especially now with Brodie stepping back, yeah, these guys are looking really strong for the year. I will probably next week do a bit of a season preview and where I expect everyone to come in. And Middy's Bryce Fullwood's livery was released. I didn't even realise it was a thing. I just thought it was a generic kind of Brad Jones Racing Middy's post on the interwebs, and I didn't even realise it was the new livery. It looked exactly the same as the livery that they had on the car at the start of last year. So yeah, it is what it is. So that's it for this week. A little bit of a somber one, I suppose. Yeah, not some great news coming out. It was supposed to be an exciting part of the year where we finally get to see the new liveries on the cars. Yeah, the guys in the new lineups doing testing and stuff like that. As I said, I just hope that Brodie is okay and we do get to see him race at some point, whether that be probably not going to be at Erebus anymore, but whether he can get himself into another team. Unfortunately, that also probably means that another driver will get shunted out of their current role, but I'd prefer to see Brodie than just about anyone else out there. Yeah, there's a few guys that I obviously follow, but yeah, Brodie was definitely a spectacular guy to watch. Yeah, I've just loved watching him come through the ranks over the last couple of years and taking that championship last year. But yeah, down in the comments, let's not get too much into this. I'd prefer to know your opinion on the VSC and the primary drivers starting, and which is your favourite livery so far. As I said, mine so far is the Ryan Wood Truck Assist Racing one. Keep an eye out I'll do probably a few more shorts this week as we see a few more liveries come out, so keep an eye out for those. Let me know if you've been enjoying those as well. But until next time, I'm still Dave, and I'll catch you later.